Welcome back to Top World Disc Golf. This is round 2 back 9 coverage of the 2025 Santa Cruz Masters Cup. Here's your scores from our lead card after 9 holes. Niklas Anttila is in first place at -10, but Gannon Burr is hot on his trail at -9. Here's your top 10 after 9 holes. I'm Keenan Dalton, here with Paavo Stubstad.
What's up, Keenan? Excited to be back for this round 2 back 9 coverage of the 2025 Masters Cup. The front 9 was exciting. We saw Isaac Robinson having a rough stretch of holes there, a double bogey on one of the easiest holes on the course, falling back a little, and now it's kind of turned into a Niklas and Gannon battle on this lead card with some players on other cards nipping at their heels as well.
Yeah, there's been a lot of strokes flying out here at DeLaveaga with this diabolically difficult layout, and this hole is no different. Hole 10, 363 feet. You've probably seen it if you've watched our coverage or previous Masters Cup tournaments. So it's in the long position. You got to navigate that early tree gap and get something that will possibly get a skip off the hard pan walking path to give yourself a look.
Yep, another really tough one here. Average 3.4. There were a few birdies though. So let's see if any of them are on our lead card.
Up first, Gannon Burr with his S-Line DD3. Going up the gut this round. He went over the top in round 1.
That's right, I remember. Oh, that was a good looking line.
And Top World Disc Golf's Jacob Blair up next, throwing his MVP Octane.
It's a good looking line as well. Let's see if he can get the ground play and miss the trees. Oh, he does. Beautiful shot from Jacob.
Looks like he'll be just outside circle 1 there. Maybe in the circle. And up next, the Finnish cowboy, Niklas Anttila.
I think Niklas would approve of your attempt at pronouncing his last name correctly in Finnish. It's pretty good, Keenan.
Yeah, thanks. I try not to butcher some of these names. And here's the 2-time world champion, 4-time just major champion, Isaac Robinson. A little short after the early tree kick.
Yeah, he's really hoping to put something together here on the back 9. As you see in the lower left of your screen, his front 9, he's 1 over. That's with 1 birdie and 1 double bogey. So it's been a rough go so far for him here in round 2. Niklas just chipping up, conceding the par, which is not losing strokes to many people on this hole. Oh, what a bid from Isaac.
Yeah, in the front 9, we saw him getting the opposite of day love from some of these baskets. So we'll see if that frustration continues.
Yeah, he did have a great putt there from Gannon, just a bit high. But yeah, Isaac did have a very dirty dead center spit out on the front 9 as well, as if the round wasn't going poorly enough for him already. When it rains, it pours, and Jacob, perhaps a little bit in his head there, opportunity to birdie such a tough hole got to him.
There was also a poorly timed sound from somebody's cell phone in the gallery right when he released his putt. He kind of shook it off right away, but unfortunate timing.
That makes more sense with how weirdly that putt came out. See, this is why I'm a fan of having a camera operator like yourself, Keenan, do commentary, because you know things on course that the rest of us don't know. It's always good to know. And before we move on to the next hole real quick, I got to shout out the 5 birdies on that hole we just watched. Paul Kranz, Gavin Babcock, Andrew Marweed, Ty Love, and Alden Harris. Great birdies, guys.
Oh, yeah. We're familiar with Paul Kranz after we filmed his amateur world championship win. On to hole 11, 428 feet. This is a new pin position for this tournament. It's actually the kitchen's long position, so pretty long hole. You got to make it over the initial ravine and keep it high up over the trees to give yourself a look at birdie.
This is the third hole we're seeing this round that averaged exactly 3.43. What are the odds?
Niklas with his Horizon DD3 Nordic Phenom.
Nice high turning shot. I love this. If it can flex out. Well, tough to see what happened there. Maybe got caught up in some of those trees.
Yeah, landed in that grouping.
Okay, not 2 meters though, I take it.
No, it did come down.
Isaac with a lower line. Very nice turn on that as well. Fading out, perhaps fading a little early. He might have some kind of a look from there, but this is another one where par is not bad. Yep, Gannon laying up, conceding the par. Jacob doing the same. Now, this hole averaged a little bit harder than the prior hole, but it actually had more birdies, about twice as many birdies. So it just had more bogeys and double bogeys as well to make that average go up.
And that was a very quick upshot from Isaac Robinson, as he sometimes tends to do. So he'll be under the basket for par.
And same for Niklas. Looks like we're looking at another round of pars, which is not surprising on hole 10 or hole 11 on this layout. But there were 11 birdies in total on this hole. Pretty good. That's 8% of the field. A few too many to call them all out, but great birdies to anyone who got this. It's a tough one.
Yeah, on to a kind of must-get birdie, especially with this layout. Tournament hole 12, also known as the gravity hole, 225 feet with the sloping green. The birdie play is to land it left side of this V tree, to land softly on the hillside. Most of the time, if you come around the right side, you might hit those bricks and end up rolling away. Gannon Buhr with the jump putt.
Yeah, we saw Gannon Buhr jump putt off the tee, roll down way to the right, and then do a huge putt from the bottom of the hill to make birdie still in round one. For those of you who missed it, go back and check that out. It was a great highlight. Makes the correction this time, sticks on the left side slope, and he's parked for a birdie.
Jacob with the zone.
I gotta love that Gravity Construction sponsored this hole. That must have been on purpose.
Yeah, shout out to our tournament sponsors. I don't think Niklas is happy with that drive.
Looks good from Isaac as long as it doesn't pop up and roll. Oh yeah, perfect. That's the textbook way to play this hole. Isaac showed everyone how to do it.
Long birdie putt for Niklas.
Uh-oh. That's the one thing you can't do. Laying up on this hole, you got to miss those bricks or you're almost always going to pop up and roll. Now he's got a lot of work left to save the par. Either you birdie this hole or it bites you. Seems to be what happens. We saw it in round one as well. And Jacob with a birdie. We finally got some green on our back nine scorecard there at the bottom of the screen. Isaac about to get some green on his scorecard as well. bringing his round back to even.
Yeah, and Gannon's going to gain a stroke on our leader as well.
Well, gain 2 strokes.
Oh,
Niklas
correct.
is tapping in a bogey here, so that means Gannon takes the outright lead with that birdie.
Anything can happen. Lots of strokes swinging out here. On to tournament hole 13 in the right position, aka the Anaconda hole, 276 feet. Requires a pretty unique line. I think the best birdie play is to keep it lower under the oak tree on the right side, but as we saw in round 1, these players have been going up and over, so we'll see what they do here. Gannon sidearm PD2.
Yeah, good shot.
Thumbs up. It felt perfect again. Let's see where it landed this time.
Jacob Blair with his signature series DGA Quake.
Get up. Oh, no.
Didn't really work out though.
Real quick, as Isaac lines up here, I neglected to do my stats job on the previous hole and call out the fact that there was an ace by Gavin Gibson on Gravity, a player we've seen before on Top World Disc Golf. Great ace, Gavin.
You'd love to see it.
Felt perfect.
I didn't look at the stats because a hole with 56% birdie rate, you don't never want to bother to call out birdies, but I should have looked because there was an ace. Did that come out of the tree?
It did finally there. Yeah, you could see it plop down, but still plenty short.
Saw Doug Odell watching there. I know he watched the round 1 coverage and left a comment.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to you, Doug. Always doing a lot of work out here and volunteering. I played some tournaments with Doug back in the day when I lived in California. Great guy.
It's like, where's Waldo? If you can spot Doug in the Top World coverage. So that's Isaac's second shot, so we'll have that left for par 3.
Yeah, this is a pretty tricky hole for being only 276 feet with the uphill and the blind nature left to right shape, steep slope by the basket, as is the case for a lot of holes. Averaged 3.14.
Solid putt by Gannon. If you missed that, it's just a quick slope right behind the basket, so kind of a death putt.
Yeah, Gannon now at 6 under par through 13 holes, which on this layout is phenomenal because our round 1 hot round was 7 under, and he's 6 under with 6 holes to play still. 5 holes to play, excuse me.
Good par save from Jacob.
And here's Isaac for par. Good putt. Only 13% of the field taking birdie on this relatively short hole. Once again, showing the teeth of DeLaveaga.
Let's go to tournament hole 14, 324-foot par 3. You got the OB road on the left side, but doesn't normally come into play without a tree kick. You got to avoid this down tree root ball there and avoid these oak trees as well. Just follow the walking path to give yourself a birdie putt.
One of very few holes on this layout that averaged under par, 2.8 for this one.
Misses the root ball, follows the path.
Oh, A great shot still. I was just hoping for a flare skip because that could have resulted in an ace run. Now he's going to be left with maybe an obstructed putt with how far forward that skipped.
I think Jacob's throwing his Discraft Stalker here.
Uh-oh. Oh, skips off the top of it. Stay safe.
It does.
Wow. That's pretty fortunate. Good looking line from Isaac here. I like this. Perfect.
Bullseye.
Looks like he's finally going to get back under par for the round. Niklas needs the birdie here after losing some strokes to Gannon in the last few holes. And looks like he's probably going to get it.
It's gallery approved. Jacob for birdie, outside C1. Oh, just inside.
Sit. Okay, could have been worse. Looks like Gannon does have a putt here. He didn't go too deep. Perfect. Man, he is heating up. Now tied for the hot round of the event at -7 with 4 holes to play. He is also bogey free at this point, which is extremely impressive on this layout with so many tweeners. Solid par putt from Jacob there. And Niklas with the birdie doesn't lose any more strokes to Gannon, but of course doesn't gain any either. He's still 2 strokes off the lead, at least as far as our lead card goes.
On to the hill. Hole 15, tournament hole 15, that is. 399-foot par 3. Very difficult hole because it is not in the traditional Masters Cup position, which would be on the bricks right there. It's actually in the long left position. So up this very steep incline is one of the steepest greens, definitely on the course, maybe in the area as well.
Yeah, maybe in the world. This is one of the most diabolical greens in disc golf, and I love it. We saw this hole wreck some havoc in round 1 on a few of the players. Let's see if they can clean it up here in round 2. Gannon had some troubles on this for sure. So did Ezra Robinson, I believe, in round 1.
Yeah, it looked like he made the correction with a different disc choice, not quite as straight this round. And as Isaac Robinson throwing his Rive again.
Going for more of a flex line. Hopefully it doesn't carry too far straight. As long as it's... If it had stopped there, it would have been an easy up and down for a par. We'll see what he's left with now. Might still be all right. Tough to tell. Oh, I like this from Niklas, as long as it doesn't pop up and roll. Oh, that is beautiful. Just up to the left of the normal pin. That'll leave him with a long, maybe 45, 50-foot uphill putt that's going to feel like an 80-foot putt.
I like it.
Beautiful shot from Jacob as well. We'll see if these players elect to go for the long birdie attempts or lay up for the par. Yeah, Isaac carried too far straight. This is similar to what Gannon was looking at in round 1. Not quite as bad. He's just going to try to lay up and take the par, and it sits. Man, look how steep the screen is.
Birdie run for Jacob.
Oh, good bid.
That's the miss, though. You don't want to hit the basket and roll away. Niklas also for birdie.
Yes, let's go, Niklas. I love seeing a birdie on this hole. You actually didn't average as hard as I would expect, 3.36, but very, very few birdies.
Almost another birdie for our lead card, but Gannon missing, and you can kind of see how steep it is based on how they're having to hike up it, kind of traversing the hillside.
From that camera angle down at the bottom of the hill where you are, Keenan, you're looking up the hill at such a steep angle that you can actually see the underside of the cage, which is not a vantage point you pretty much ever see in disc golf. Gannon kneeling, tapping in the par. And yeah, there were only 2 birdies on the day on this extremely difficult pin. Niklas Anttila, one of them that we just saw, and the other from Luke Taylor.
I wasn't even nervous one bit. I just like...
All right, 3 holes to go in round 2. Tournament hole 16, 276 feet, but plays like a whole lot longer because of the steep uphill. Players want to avoid all these trees, especially this olive tree late, and put it up here on the hillside. If you're on the higher side, that's probably a little better, and there's plenty of rollaway potential on this hole as well. Up first following that birdie, Niklas Anttila with his S-line PD.
Fought through a little, most likely a par from there.
Gannon also throwing a PD, but of the C-line variety. It's going to be kind of early left.
Oh, that is a scary putt from there. We'll see if he elects to go for it or lay up. Pretty good shot from Isaac. Just clips a little foliage on the way. Comes up a little short, but he's got a longer birdie look.
Jacob with his DGA Hurricane.
I like that route. It's just a little soft perhaps, but not a bad shot at all.
Yeah, after he threw that, Niklas was like, is that the route? Still kind of figuring out the course.
Niklas pitching a forehand up. He's good for a par.
Yeah, that was well done. You really want to match the angle of the hillside with your upshot to avoid the rollaway.
Nice birdie from Jacob.
Yeah, solid putt.
I got to imagine this is probably the most star-studded card that Jacob Blair has ever been on. That's got to be a different kind of pressure. And he's really holding his own. I mean, 2 down on another course wouldn't seem that great, but on this course with this layout, 2 down is nothing to scoff at. That's fine. Oh, no. Isaac.
Yeah, and he might have just big putted the world champ.
I know Isaac's a fast player in general, but it kind of looked like he took even less time than he normally does on that putt. I think he's just having a frustrating round overall. Oh, good par putt. Yeah, I mean, Jacob Blair is beating the world champion for the round, not for the event. Isaac still has 1 stroke on him for the event, but Gannon tapping in a par there. I'm just rooting for Gannon to get at least one of the last 2 holes, and 17 is extremely difficult, so hopefully hole 18, top of the world, just to get that new layout record. I don't know if this exact layout has been used before. I'm guessing not.
Yeah, like you said, 2 more holes to go. Hole 17, very long, 468 feet, sloping left and right on the fairway, so you got to keep it straight. There's a bailout zone a little bit on the left side, but you're probably going to have to throw a distance driver to get all the way here. And we didn't see a birdie in round 1 from our featured card, so hopefully lead card can make it happen.
Yeah, this is the second hardest hole on the course, averaging at 3.62, second only to I-5.
Jacob throwing his flippy octane and maybe got a little too much flip. Kind of cut rolled down the hill a little bit.
Oh, that was a weird reaction. Hopefully he didn't go too far down that hill.
This looks good if it can fade. And looks like it got caught up on the hillside there.
In round 1, we only saw 2 birdies. Well, we didn't see them, but there were only 2 birdies on this hole, and one of them was actually from Jacob Blair. Obviously, he's not going to be getting it this round. See if anyone can. Too much turn for Isaac, I think. Although it is fighting out now if it can find a way through those trees. Oh, actually, that's great. Low ceiling putt from maybe Circle's Edge just outside.
Also got to shout out our spotters on this hole and a few others. They're part of the Deaf Disc Golf Association. So love to see them out here volunteering and appreciate their help.
Let's see how bad Niklas's lie is here. I guess it could be worse. He didn't go too far down the hill.
He's also got to be one of the best players at this kind of patent pending stance. Most players would probably just opt for like a chip sidearm here, but he's going for the patent pending from a knee. So I'm not sure if there's a different name for that.
Well, it's no surprise to see him on lead card here at DeLaveaga having that shot in the bag. Because this course forces that stance more than almost anywhere else. And that was perfect. Easy par. Which is actually gaining strokes on the field on a hole that averages more than half a stroke over par. Gannon, another double kneeling shot.
Really doesn't have much of anything. Just got to poke and hope through this tiny gap with his putter.
That's rough. And here's Isaac for an opportunity to birdie the second hardest hole on the course. Nope, something's off with Isaac. Ever since that double bogey on that easy hole on the front 9, he hasn't really seemed to be all there mentally the way he normally is. Oh, Gannon. Gannon's struggling. I was hoping to see the new layout record, but that's not going to happen now.
Yeah, so this is for his bogey 4.
Oh no, Gannon, he was bogey free. 7 under bogey free with 2 holes to go, and he takes a double. That hurts.
Yeah, 2 very uncharacteristic misses on those putts.
Although for the excitement of the coverage, I gotta say, it brings the top scorers closer. It's always more exciting to watch a battle than to watch someone run away with it, so I hate to say I'm happy to see Gannon mess up, but it will make for more exciting coverage for the final hole here and the final round tomorrow.
Yeah, with 1 hole to play, Niklas takes the lead, heading into top of the world on Top World Disc Golf. You've seen it before, 516 feet. This is in the medium position. Plays shorter because of the downhill. Don't want to go OB into the road long.
Real quick, let me just shout out the only birdie on the day for hole 17. It was from Andrew Marweed. And for those of you who watched round 1, I even talked about how a power sidearm player has the right shot shape for it. And there we see Andrew Marweed getting the only birdie. So 3 birdies for the event so far on hole 17.
Enjoyed it.
Yep, Niklas, keep playing.
Enjoyed it always.
Jacob Blair with the DGA Hypercane. He's played this hole a few times.
Great shot. In one sense, a hole like this is somewhat straightforward, but in another, it seems like one where locals would actually have quite a bit of an advantage just knowing the exact release point and height, knowing exactly how long the disc has to fade with the significant downhill. Niklas going for a straighter line. This looks like it's in danger of heading left OB. Oh, it checks up. Just kind of a little soft on that. All right, let's see if Isaac can get a birdie to finish out the round.
Looks good.
Oh yeah, great shot.
He's in the circle.
And of course he wants to be doing better, but all of a sudden his potential 2-down finish isn't looking too bad with Gannon only at 5 down for the round now and Niklas only at 4 down. Isaac is still fully in it.
Gannon with an opportunity to tie it up with a good drive here. That is, unless Niklas hits a big birdie putt.
Yeah, Niklas is like 90 feet, so I'd say that's a pretty good call, Keenan. And Gannon just outside the circle with a chance for that birdie. Oh, no, Niklas is closer than I thought. This is more like 60, maybe even 50. Oh, gave it a good bid.
Tickles chains.
All right, well, Gannon has a chance to tie it up at the top going into the final round. That's what we want to see as fans. But first, Jacob Blair for birdie. Oh, just off the number plate.
Just outside C1.
Beautiful putt. I cannot figure out the logic in when Gannon step putts or jump putts or normal putts. That was a step putt from 34 feet, and then sometimes you see him do a normal putt from 70 feet uphill. I don't understand. I wish I could understand. In any case, great birdie. And Isaac finishes out with a birdie, 2 under.
Yeah, so it looks like we're going to have a tie at the top heading into the final round.
Very exciting. And honestly, hats off to Jacob. 2 down is not bad. He can now say he played on a star-studded card like this and tied the world champion for the round.
And here's your scores after 18 holes. Like you said, Isaac and Jacob both -2 on the round, -9 and -7 respectively. And Gannon and Niklas tied at the top at -11 for the event. Here's your top 10 and our final round lead card heading into tomorrow.
Hey, there's Luke Taylor. I shouted him out for a tough birdie there on the hole with the steep green. What is that, 15 on this layout? Yep. And Cole Redolin as well. First time appearance for both of those guys on Top World Disc Golf. Should be an exciting finishing round out here at the 2025 Masters Cup. Thanks everyone for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe to Top World Disc Golf for more content like this. Share this video far and wide and come back and join us for the exciting conclusion.
See you in the final round.